head back out. I've got 4 cameras out. I'm like 3 videos behind. So, and I'm hunting here in 2 weeks. So you probably won't even see this by the time I'm hunting. But I'm gonna go check these cameras. I got the 4 cameras out. I've got 2 more I want to put out and scout other places. These bucks are moving, and I don't know. I actually haven't checked the cameras in 3 weeks. I don't know what the SD card cameras are going to show me. My thought process and what my thought process is and what is actually going on may be totally different. So we're going to go look. I've got 2 more spots I've been meaning to get into and just haven't. I've been coming in the afternoon checking the cameras, and then like I said, I haven't come in about 3 weeks, so there's no telling what's going to show. I'll be in here 2 weeks from now archery hunting. I brought the bike back. I got the bike. That'll save me from having a all-day trip. I'll be able to get on back there where I want to go and hit these cameras pretty quick. So first camera we're going to go to is the one I switched out to a cell camera, and I've got the bucks on there. Just after dark in the evening they started coming back through there, but it's a very small area, and it's just a bed, and I'm literally looking at, I don't know, a 15 by 8 chunk hole in this little head, and there's a doe with a fawn that comes through there pretty much every day, sometimes twice a day, and then the bucks will usually come through at night. So it's not on the route, or either they're not taking that route till a certain time of day or night. So we'll go check that out first. Let me get packed up here. I got my cooler, and let's see what we can find out. I'm walking into my cell camera. I'm trying to be quiet. I don't know if they're using this to bed on that end or not, but there's the camera. That's the bed camera. So I've got moss blowing in the wind. It's turning this thing on all the time. Coming from right here, I can see it blowing. I've had squirrels on this tree. I had a possum climbing down the tree, down this tree. It's right in the, I mean, there's the view. You've seen it before. Them bucks like to take that trail. They come in, and then here recently I've had them coming from this way, and I catch them right here behind the tree before they go that way. They're not so much using right here like they used to. Toss that way up in there. They may be bedding in here. I don't know. They may still be bedding in here, and they might not be using this trail. That often. So get rid of all this crap. It's sending me 20 videos a day. That can kind of get miserable. Your phone goes off, you're like, oh yeah, something's daylighting. Nope, it's just windy. Alright, well, I like the position of this camera, so I'm going to leave it right here. I'm not going to touch anything. It's going to send me videos of, or pictures of me in here in just a minute. And I'm going to get out of here. And I'm going to leave this alone. The only other thing I could do, if I had 3, 4, 5 cameras, I'd have one up here. There's some trails coming in right here, and I guess they follow and come from the road. I don't know. I could have a buck come in. Those bucks were coming in and circling here. But I'd love to have a camera up there. That's where I jumped that big 9 last year, and I got a picture of him this year on this camera. He's bigger, but I came in this trail. I walked through here, and you get in that scrubby stuff right there, and it gets you can tell it's being used, but it's impossible to put a camera there. And I walked up. When I got to about through that opening, he jumped up from he finally hit the brush on the outside on the point there, so he was bedding in here. I'm pretty sure it's the big 9. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm coming to check the road camera. I'm about halfway in here. I want to be quiet. I know I'm gonna blow some deer out over here with this wind like it is. But I'm not seeing a lot of tracks. They may have moved. There's usually some deer bedded up right here, or a hog or something. I know. Just behind me, there's deer bedded in there. I'm gonna sneak up here, check this camera, make sure it's still here. Decide if I want to keep it here or not. Maybe it won't blow the deer out. I'm not seeing a lot of tracks, so they may have moved. When I first put this in here, there was a lot of, the deer started to transition some. We had some kind of fall weather, and the the palmetto berries are gone. And they may have moved. I got an idea where. I'm not seeing a lot of people tracks. I think there's a few e-bikes took the other road. One guy made the loop and he come back on this road. I'm not seeing a lot of tracks in the last week, and there's nobody here but me on a Sunday. So let me go check this. I see it. It's still there. And I might have moved this one. I don't know. Let me get up here. I'll show you which camera I'm talking about. Yeah, there's a few tracks still left in here. There it is, right there. I'm here at the original scrub camera. I made it back here and I was coming in and I jumped something before I come into the scrub. I was trying to be quiet, but I still jumped it behind. It was right here behind the camera. I don't know where it went or what it was. Well, I think it went that way towards the other camera we had. In the last video, we showed Elliot and I, we moved that camera. They're not using the scrape yet. There was more tracks over here on the original scrub camera. And there's quite a bit of tracks. I came in like the back way through this trash, so I'm not walking out in front of it, because I'll show you here. There's the camera right there's the view. Right, that's the original scrub camera. But there's all right here in front of the camera. It's full of tracks. So let's see what we get on this one. There should be some stuff on this camera. Let's check it out. Well, it wasn't super productive. There's a doe and a spike. Spike's still in velvet. I think a hog come by, but I gotta reposition this thing. It didn't sit right. I think it fell. You'll see in the videos. They come up close. I just have their back. Like I said, it's not super productive yet. This spot usually picks up in a couple more weeks. And then we should get some more. So let me move this around so it takes a better picture. Maybe in the next couple weeks that maybe that spike will open that scrape back up, and we'll get some action in here and by the end of October. So let me reposition this and then we'll head to the next one. Walking up this next one, it's still straight up and down. I looked at my video from the time before and I had tied it with some slack and didn't realize it. And the way this thing, my rope, which disappears into the tree from a distance, like a strap, won't. You can see a strap from a long ways away. But the marks here are the strap slots. My rope's too big for them. So I put it through the cable lock, which is down here. And then I had it too slack, so it was able to fall. And the bad part about these cameras, they don't give me time and date on videos, and I have to untie them to get into the SD card. So I'm gonna take off the backpack and I'm gonna get into this one and see what we got here. I think we're gonna pull this one. Got it. From what I could tell, it didn't take that many videos, and I don't know if it's camera or what, but these usually been pretty good cameras. It was a doe with a yearling, same doe and yearling. I think it's been was coming back and forth through here the first time I put the camera out. One hog. I mean, that was about it. That Spike from Scrub, he come through here one time. So I think I'm gonna pull this one and give up on this spot for now. That old tree, I think we're gonna give up on that for now and go hit the next camera. I've got the camera in. What's left? That's 3. This is number 3. Number 4, I've got the camera in the far swamp. It's about almost a mile away. So I'm gonna go check it. And actually, before I go there, which I'm hoping there's some good bucks in there. The bucks started going in there. The last video, you would have seen this big cowhorn spike that was in there. It was nothing but like 3 does for a long time and some hogs. You know, they had bobcat and coyote and stuff like that. But on the last pull, I didn't realize it at the time, but I had the camera in a persimmon tree, and one of the last videos, if I put it in there, is there was a deer standing beside the camera and was eating the persimmons out of the tree that I could just reach, like 7.5 feet tall, and it was pulling it down, and you could see the branch in front of the camera, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was me till I checked that camera. And then I moved it to a different tree right next to it because the ants were trying to go up into it. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go look at another spot. I had plans for 2 cameras to put out. One of them is on the way back out, and then the other, I'm going, oh shoot, almost a mile. Probably not half a mile further in from here. And then that far swamp camera is that way, almost a mile, 3/4 of a mile. I thought about doing this. I'm at the original swamp camera. I might put that, since I have this extra camera, I might put it here. I used to keep it here. I might go up this tree and put it up high. But I'll use that camera and see what it does, see if it still works. Alright, I'm going to do this, then I'm off to the far swamp, then I'm off to another deal. My camera battery's getting low, so I'm going to keep these short and just show you the videos. I decided not to put it up real high. I just put it back like it was last year. So it's just sitting right there. Do something that's strength, but anyway, that's where it's at, and I'll just leave it. I haven't had a problem with anybody, so there's not much of a trail left right here anymore. There was a good track. It was coming in this way. That trail's still being used a little bit. I'm sure these does, and this going back in the swamp. I'm sure there's a few does and stuff still using this stuff. So let me get out here. My battery's going today. Next camp, I made it to the far swamp. I'm gonna check this one, see if it's worth leaving or not, and I'll show you the videos. We're getting a lot of videos today. It's a lot of cameras. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it one video or break it up. Might be a little too much for one video. I might make 2 of this. I don't know. I'll decide. it's clearing out in here a little bit. I don't see any fresh rubs. All these ferns are dying back, getting to be fall. A lot of these vines are losing their leaves. The hogs have been in here rooting around and clearing some of this stuff out. So let's see what we get. Getting lots of neat stuff in here, but I'm not seeing any bucks. Had some bears, hogs, does, but no bucks that I could see. There might be one in there, but I had looked through the whole deal. Found the culprit pulling the persimmon limb down. I'll show him to you. Well, I just got back to the truck. It didn't get hot till right there at the end, but it was nice. It was nice. I'm glad it's not August anymore. So I checked my cell cam. I went to the road camera, and you saw that 3 of the $5 that I've had here within half a mile, while they're still in velvet or on that camera. Left there, went to the scrub, had a few does and stuff there. Took the other camera down in the hole, went and put it up in the old swamp spot, and then went and checked the far swamp, and I took it down too because the ants were just getting in it down in that swamp. The ants are going to the electronics and they were getting all up in it, and I didn't see a lot of bucks on the camera, so I took it out. So I went to another spot me and Elliot found last year, late season, and I walked down in there, way back there. Actually, I went for a ride. I went about a mile down the road, deeper in, and found a lot of deer tracks. It's a long ways away. And then I went to that other spot, and as I was coming out, I went and checked this place out. There's deer in there. They're staying up on the high. It goes down into a big pond, and the deer were up on the edge. As the palmettos got thicker, it turned into nothing but a hog sign. And there's a guy, I don't know if he still hunts it or not, but there's a stand not far from there. I just wanted to go see what it looked like and what the sign looked like. So on the way back out, I went into where the open camera was last year, out in the open, and there wasn't enough sign in there to put a camera in, so I'm not worried about it till after the season. I'll check it out and go from there. So y'all have a good one. Florida Outdoors Brian.